So today I'm gonna make some rice for lunch. First thing, let me just make sure. Yeah, so the first thing I do is wash my white rice. And the reason you do this is to get the starch out of it as much as you can, and that will make your rice less goopy at the end. So I'm going to cook a cup of rice. Looks about right. And I like to wash it by, if you have a sink where you can have like a spraying function. I don't think you gotta be too precise with it. Just try to rub that rice, get all the starch out. A lot of things online will say to wash your rice until that liquid is clear. I think you will go crazy if you try to do that. So I just try to do it a few times, get it as washed as I can, and then keep cooking. Okay, I might watch that a bit more, but what I'm also gonna do is I like to put some vegetables in my rice. I like to chop onions and peppers and then saute them. So here I have some onions I diced earlier as part of my breakfast. So I'll just turn the heat on in my pan here. I'm gonna grab some butter. You can just take a little knob of butter. I'll put that in there, let that start to melt. So those are ready to go. I am then going to focus on cutting up this pepper. Okay. And one thing I've learned is that when you make rice with vegetables like this, the vegetables will contain a lot of water inside them. Even if you saute them, they still contain, moisture. And so I usually put a bit less liquid in the rice to cook than I would were I just cooking the rice alone without vegetables. Butter's going. I'm gonna throw some of these onions in. these up. I'll put these in as well. So this is a lot of vegetables for a cup of rice, but I like it like this. Obviously you can put in as much as you want. I just like all the flavor it adds. Makes the rice a bit more interesting to eat. So let those guys go around medium heat. And then we'll get back to kind of giving this another round of wash. Let me see if I can. So you can see this is my 4th round of washing it. The water's starting to get a lot more clear, but it's never totally clear. You're always going to have a little bit of that cloudy opaqueness. So that's starting to look pretty good. Just put my hand there so I don't lose any rice. And then once you've washed your rice, and I've let the vegetables saute for a bit, it's good to toast your rice a bit before putting in the liquid, but now my rice is all wet, so I'll make it a bit difficult to toast. So I like to grab a paper towel and put it in, and I just try to, I don't like to use a strainer because it's another dish to clean. So I find if you get a paper towel and just dab your rice, try to get all the rice out of there. This is a good way to get the moisture out. Okay, so now we have washed and relatively dry rice. Come back to our veggies. These guys are doing well over here. And this is when I start adding some spices. So I'll grab some red chili pepper flakes, garlic powder. I like adding turmeric. It's that's a nice yellow color to the rice. I'll do a bit of chili pepper. Just go with this chipotle chili pepper. So these are going, looking good. Smells really good. Fresh black pepper. Add a little bit of salt. Red chili pepper flakes. I like spicy. Garlic powder. This is delicious. Okay. Just go in there and loosen it up. I'm not too precise with it. Mix that up. Keep hitting my camera. And get the rice. You don't have to do this if you're being very healthy, but it does add a nice flavor of richness, obviously. You add a little butter in, and then just toast the rice in that. So, really don't want anything to burn in here, because that will give horrible flavor. Okay, recording again. So, keep everything moving. And turn that low. Now you gotta get your liquid ready. I like to use chicken stock. Okay, have this measuring cup. So I'll put in about 1 cup of chicken stock. Ooh. And shy a bit low there. So this rice has been toasting for a couple minutes. It's a nice nutty smell. And that's when you can turn your heat up and put the liquid in. Stir that around. Gonna get my turmeric. Just a little bit. Give that a good stir. Smells so good. Okay, I'm gonna look for a lid. And put that on top. Go on, let's bring this whole thing up to a bubble. See the edges are going then. And once you get the whole thing up to a bubble, you want to turn it all down to a simmer. So I'm going to let it go for a bit longer and then I'll turn it down to a simmer. Okay, so this is going, so I'm going to turn this heat down to a simmer, very low. We'll see, just like that. And now I'll let it go for about 15-20 minutes and check back on it. Okay, this rice has been cooking for about 15 minutes now. 20 minutes. So we'll check it out. Let that steam go. And that looks plenty cooked to me. In fact, you can see the edges are crisping. So this is definitely ready. Turn the heat off. Put the lid back on and then take it off the heat. And then just let it rest like that for about another 10 minutes. Okay, we've let this rest for 10 minutes. I'm gonna take the lid off. Now you can take a fork and fluff your rice. So that came out beautiful. It was delicious. It was perfect. Now I'm gonna plate a little lunch with it. I have this leftover chicken from dinner last night. I'll chop this up. Get a utensil here. Just then take a bit of this rice. Wonderful. Have some fresh greens here. Go, and these are washed already, so I just grab a few. I like to make a little bed. Have the chicken. And this is vinaigrette. Keep them around. Go ahead and just, you know, dress everything a little bit. That's enough. Finally, just hit everything with a little fresh black pepper. Boom, that was it. Delicious little lunch. And this wonderful rice here. Nice yellow color from the turmeric and the onions and the peppers. That was so good. So good.